Some things in life they just don't wanna see. But if Martin Luther was living, get down and let it no love. Skins get dead, yeah, everybody's gone. Situation, segregation, everybody allegation, innocent on the news, everybody talk, kick, don't you wrong or right? All I gotta say is that they don't really care about us. We're deep in fire. All I wanna say is that they don't really care about us. I'm there to remind you. All I wanna say is that they don't really care about us. All I wanna say is that they don't really care about. All I wanna say is that they don't really care about. All I wanna say is that they don't really care about us.
Steps off, baby. This ain't just a vibe, it's a sanctuary. You just walked into the Love Palace. Welcome to a daily dose of Dee. Wrap yourself in satin truth. This love ain't rushed, it's velvet smooth. Silk on your spirit, rose in your mouth. Let me show you what healing's really about. Ooh, she don't play with pleasure, nah. Only pours it where it's earned. Let it burn slow. A daily dose of Dee. Let the love run deep and free. One touch and you'll believe. She's the calm, she's the heat, she's the peace you need. Here in the Love Palace, where even broken ships sail smooth. Anchor down, baby, daily dose of Dee. Your prescription to feel seen. No refills, just show up and receive. Let your ships drift into healing seas. We don't chase waves, we ride them. She don't beg, she just glows.
Sometimes life changes with one phone call, one diagnosis, a layoff, or a divorce, one unexpected loss. Many people believe unhoused happens to other people. They imagine it only happens to those who had made bad choices or refused responsibility. But the truth is that many unhoused individuals once had jobs, homes, families, dreams, and plans for their future. Life can humble anyone. The same person sleeping in a car today may have owned a home yesterday. The same person standing on a street corner may once have been a teacher, nurse, veterinarian, or a business owner, or a parent doing everything they could to provide for their family. Tonight, let's remove judgment and replace it with understanding. Let us remove assumptions and replace them with compassion, because every unhoused person has a story, and every story deserves to be heard. Welcome to Daily Dose of Dee. grand rising, grand afternoon, or grand evening, depending on what time of day you're watching Daily Dose of Dee. I am your host, GoddessDee of Love. How's everybody doing on this Tuesday? Now, you know I didn't come on here yesterday because I have some personal things to do, but everything is well, and we're back here on this Tuesday. And on this Tuesday, we're going to take the time to think about some things on this Tuesday. So we're going to call it Take Time to Think Tuesday. And what we're discussing today is the word of the day here at Daily Dose of Dee, right? And this word is unhoused. Now, unhoused, the definition is not having a dwelling place, shelter, or a permanent place of residence, homelessness. And on this, let's take time to think about it Tuesday, we have the quote of the day, right? Unhoused individuals, a state defined not by choice, but by collective social failure to uphold home as a fundamental human right, a condition where security is memory and dignity in a daily struggle. Respect for the unhoused experience. Now, this word unhoused, which I'm going to go ahead and break this down for you, is just another word for homeless. And I'm not taking away from that word, but this is Daily Dose of Dee, and I give you words of the day to say different meanings for different things, right? So if you are new here, thank you for coming to Daily Dose of Dee. Welcome to those that are continue to support me. Welcome, welcome, welcome on this Take the Time to Think Tuesday. Take time to think Tuesday, y'all. Because today I'm discussing a topic that affects communities all across America, but it's often misunderstood. I am talking about unhoused individuals, what the term means, how people become unhoused, and why this issue continues to spark debate about public safety, housing, mental health, and human dignity. So, what does unhoused mean? Well, the word unhoused refers to a person who does not have stable, permanent, or adequate housing. They may be sleeping in shelters, their cars, temporary motels, abandoned buildings, encampments, or moved from place to place. The term focuses on the lack of housing rather than defining the person by their circumstances. Did y'all hear that? I'm giving you some time to think about what I said on this Tuesday. Let me go ahead and repeat that for you. The term focuses on the lack of housing rather than defining the persons by their circumstances. You see, let's think about it like this. Remember, healing begins with understanding, right? And sometimes there's some breakthroughs and some breakdown, right? We want to take the time to have the healing and understanding of what is going on in the world. And that's what I do here at the Love Palace. One insight, one perspective, one conversation. Okay? So I'm going to take a quick break. And I want you to follow the Love Palace, hit that like button, subscribe if you appreciate inspiration, empowerment, and personal growth. And then go ahead and share this out and say, y'all, GoddessDee is talking about a word that y'all might not know about, unhoused. Tell them to come and hear what I have to say on this time to think about it Tuesday. And I will continue this conversation right after these messages.
Unhoused, or sometimes houseless. Unhoused means having no house. If you're older, like me, you probably remember people living on the streets being referred to as bums. The word bum means these individuals don't want to work, and thus they are living on the streets. The word bum was replaced with homeless. If someone is homeless, that's a description. A person without a home is homeless. There is no judgment in stating a person is homeless. It's a description, and it leaves blame and choice out of the equation. The word unhoused has a different meaning. If someone is unhoused, that means the system is responsible for their living on the streets. The system caused them not to have housing. The prefix un suggests that something intentional changed in their circumstance, like untied or unearthed. It is helpful to compare these words. We have moved from bum, which means someone's lack of housing is their fault, usually due to laziness, to homeless, which describes the condition of not having housing, to unhoused, which means the system is at fault for one's lack of housing.
Welcome to Holistic Royalty by Kells, where peace, holistic wellness is designed with you in mind.
You are just in time. It's time for meditation and yoga class. Follow me. My name is Queen Kells, and I am a certified yoga instructor specializing in Hatha Yoga, a practice of self-transformation using postures and breathing to focus the mind and body. It is a slower, more meditative practice where poses are held for longer periods. Before we start, allow me to guide you into today's meditation. Tune into Holistic Royalty by Kells on Mondays and Fridays for meditation and yoga, 11 a.m. EST.
From bed yoga to the chair, introducing chair yoga, an alternative to traditional floor yoga. Listen as I guide you through the steps for a well-balanced part of your day. This and more are available here at Holistic Royalty by Kells. Remember to hit that notification bell, like, share, and subscribe.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, beautiful Love Palace family. If you did not get an opportunity, like me, myself, I didn't get to tune into the live of the meditation yesterday by Holistic Royalty by Kills. But you know what I did? Before I went to bed, I listened to that meditation and I slept real good, y'all. So make sure you tap into Holistic Royalty by Kills on Mondays and Fridays along with the yoga, and get that good meditation and that stretching out, okay? That information will be in the chat, so you could go ahead and subscribe. So yes, let's go ahead and continue this conversation about the unhoused. So I haven't gave you the origin of the root of this word before we go deeper into this time to think Tuesday. Let me go ahead and give you that, and then I'm going to go ahead and there's some important things I want y'all to pay attention or notice today. The word house comes from the old German roots meaning shelter, dwelling, a place of protection. When we add the prefix un, it simply means without. Unhoused literally means without housing. Many advocates prefer this term because they believe it describes a person's current situation rather than defining their identity. So, for the last several years, many organizations, housing advocates, and social services agents began using the term unhoused instead of homeless. Their reasoning is that a person can be without housing and still have a sense of home. And that's through their family, the community, relationships, and personal identity. The goal of this word is to use it to this language that centers humanity first rather than labels. Okay? So, my truth is every person deserves dignity, respect, and the opportunity to rebuild. No matter where someone is in their life, their story is still being written. So let's go ahead and keep this conversation going. Many people tend to think that unhoused or homeless individuals are only those sleeping on the sidewalks or in the tent. However, someone may be considered unhoused if they're sleeping in a vehicle, staying temporarily with friends or family, moving from motel to motel, living in emergency shelters, or residing in places not meant for long term habitation. Housing instability occurs on a spectrum, and in many people are much closer to it than we realize, family. There is one single reason, there is no, excuse me, let me correct myself. There is no single reason why people become unhoused. It can mean many things: job loss, financial hardship, medical emergency, raising rent, raising the prices of rent can force family out of housing. Let's not forget, domestic violence can cause someone to flee for their home for safety. You might have mental health challenges and substance abuse that can contribute as well. Sometimes there are multiple things that occur at the same time, which create a crisis that becomes difficult to overcome. You see, family, homeless or unhoused is just not caused because somebody has a lack of responsibility. It could be anything that can happen. Now, if you're looking for some clarity in your life and looking for a clarity activator and insight, I'm your insight coach. So go ahead, connect with me at the Love Palace. We're going to drop that information. I'm going to pray that promo and drop that information because your journey is your journey towards purpose, healing, and self-discovery. And as I always say, everybody has a superpower or superpowers. You just have to look inside and find yours. Now I'm going to run that promo and another thing that I have coming up. And when we come back after the break, I'm going to continue on this conversation. I got some good, important things for you to think about when I come back on this Tuesday.
I just wanted to get away. I just had to get away to save myself.
You know, I think when the public passes people on the street, they don't even remember that they were kids once. You know, all they see is somebody with a cart. They don't see the person inside, and they certainly don't see the fact that these were kids who were often troubled and often came from really difficult circumstances.
We bring the light higher, fire in the rhythm, heat in the sound, COC energy shaking the ground. Oh,
welcome back, welcome back, beautiful family. Did y'all see what's happening here at Daily Dose of D on Thursday? We are going to be celebrating the Queen, Holistic Royalty by Kells. Queen Kells herself, that is actually her birthday. She's going to have an exclusive interview so you can know the mother, the parent, the woman behind Holistic Royalty by Kells. Plus, it's your girl's birthday. Hit that cash up. And she'll be available to ask some questions for you as well. And she'll be on the journey with me that Thursday. We're going to be start here at Daily Dose of Dee. And you know what we do after that. If you don't know, you're going to know in a minute. But make sure you tune in this Thursday, Daily Dose of Dee. Hit your notification because I might go a little bit earlier than 5:30. So hit that notification because we are going to celebrate Queen Kells, HRBK, Holistic Royalty by Kells herself. So let's go ahead and go deeper into our conversation, right? The conversation about unhoused, the homeless, how did they end up here, and the truth about being unhoused. Okay? So I want to give props to a YouTube content creator, Chocolate Earth, for the information that I'm about to give you guys now. She's the reason why I'm actually doing this live about the unhoused and the homeless because of something that I seen when I was in her clouds, right? I was up in her clouds and she was having this live, and it's about what I'm going to really talk about. And this is what I really want you to take the time to think about on this Tuesday, okay? So, did y'all know that amidst all the chaos of the world within the last week or week and a half, there was a Louisiana new law. Recently, Louisiana became the center of national discussion when Governor Jeff Landry signed a House bill, the House Bill 211, known as the Act 788, in June 26. The legislation creates a homelessness court program and establishes new rules regarding unauthorized camping on public property. The bill was sponsored by Representative Debbie Vallejo and officially became a law. Listen to what date this happened on. This law that I'm about to discuss with you, it became a law in Louisiana on June 9th, 2026. Was we really distracted on some other things on June 26th that we didn't notice this law that I'm about to tell y'all about? So let me go ahead and get into this law. What does this law introduce? The law established specialized homelessness courts designed to connect qualifying individuals with services such as mental health, treatment, substance abuse program, job training, and housing assistance. Sounds pretty good, doesn't it? Okay, yeah, you're about to help the homeless out. That sounds like a good thing. Supporters say the goal is to move people from streets into support programs. That's excellent. Sounds like a good idea, right? Reports about the law also indicates that unauthorized camping on public property may result in fines. Okay, here we go. So if they out and if somebody just says this is public property, they're going to get fined. Now remember that they're unhoused or homeless. If they don't do that, then they could get jail time. Y'all heard me right. Or court involvement, while successful participations in the programs may lead to charges being dismissed in some situations. Life can change quickly, y'all. This law right here, let me say it in so y'all can understand. This law that they have is saying that if someone says you can't be on my property or they're on public property or you see these people in tents and stuff, they can go either get in a program, which by the way, they have to pay. We're talking about homeless, unhoused people. They have to pay to get in this program. If they don't do that, they can serve up to $600, 6 months in jail, and then have an additional fine of $500. I want y'all to think about that. Because, you know, life can change quickly for any of us. Kindness. So, what I want to say right here, extend kindness whenever possible. You never know what battle someone is fighting behind closed doors or beneath the open sky. So, let's go get into this a little bit more different perspective surrounding this legislation that I just read to you. So, Louisiana is not alone in this. Several states and across America have debated on implemented stricter regulations regarding public camping and encampment. Supporters generally include some elected officials, law enforcement organizations, or business groups, neighborhood associations, and residents who believe encampments create public health and safety concerns. Many argue that communities need cleaner public spaces while also connecting people to service. Mhm. Let's go on. Let's talk about this some more. So, why do civil rights and housing advocates oppose this law? Let's get into the discussion about that. Because many civil rights organizations or even housing advocates and homeless coalitions argue that this law lacks like this can criminalize poverty rather than solve it. So these critics believe the root issue is the lack of affordable housing, mental health services, and economic support. They worry that these penalties, fines, or jail time may make it harder for people to regain stability and secure permanent housing. So, advocacy groups have expressed concerns that enforcement could punish people from circumstances they cannot immediately change. So, let's take a deep breath on that. When I first heard this, I was like, what in the what in the what? Now, I get that you want to clean your area and have a nice community. My truth is, there's so much land and unabandoned homes and things out here that we shouldn't even have a homeless problem in the United States. How about it? How about that? We shouldn't even have to have these type of laws to do anything like that because there's enough space on this earth for everybody to live. So I'm going to take a quick break and let me remind you that the Love Palace wants here. I want to always stress that growth begins when we listen before we judge. Every person has value regardless of their circumstances. And when we come back, I want y'all to think about that law that was just passed in Louisiana. And we're going to continue getting ready to close this discussion out about homeless or unhoused individuals.
You know, one of the things that we can also say is that scripture doesn't necessarily follow the politic or the policy of some, even in deep red ruby states. I wanted to throw this up about Louisiana, and there is a state house bill that's advanced that would force unhoused people to choose between jail or a treatment program. If they choose treatment, they have to pay for it themselves. And if they can't afford to pay, they'll be forced to do unpaid labor.
That's slavery.
For the state.
You are now tuned in to the COC.
Collaboration over competition. It's the family, COC, and the world gonna know.
Let's go.
Collaboration over competition. I told y'all, baby, let's go. COC, and the world gonna know.
Fire. It's big COC.
Collaboration over competition. I am the music and sound behind the COC, baby. Let's go. COC, and the world gonna know.
They try to write us off like a bad check. They try to overshadow.
Collaboration over competition. Blessings on blessing. You already know. Let's go. COC, and the world gonna know.
Collaboration over competition. What up, fam? COC, and the world gonna know.
Let's go. It's big COC energy, family.
The COC, and the world gonna know.
Let's go.
Voices in the darkness.
Yeah.
Bring the
Listen. COC fire continue to shine bright. It's shining all day and it's shining all night.
Welcome back, beautiful souls. I hope you had some time to think about what I said when we was on the break about that new law that passed on June 9th, 2026 in Louisiana about the homeless. In the meantime, in between time, make sure you are subscribed to the COC. We got something for you at least 7 days a week, right? So if you haven't subscribed to all the COC, go ahead. Those links will be in the chat as well. They are there for you. And come join us in those conversations that we're having and information, good information that we're giving to you all. Okay? So now that I told you what that law was, let's go ahead and discuss what if you live in Louisiana, what can someone do? What resources do they have? If you're unhoused. If someone has experienced this in Louisiana, they should contact their local shelters. There's community action agencies, there's faith-based organizations, housing assistance programs, and you could pick up the phone and dial 211 for resource services. Many communities provide emergency shelter, food assistance, medical support, works programs, and housing navigation services. The earlier a person seeks help, the greater opportunity to prevent long-term homelessness. So, that law that I just told you, what do you think the public thinks about that? Because I did my little research. I did my research for myself because I don't take things for what people say. I did my research. And the public appears to be a little divided. Some citizens support stronger enforcement because they want safer streets, cleaner parks, and more accountability. Others believe housing affordability, mental health care, and economic assistance should be the primary focus rather than penalizing the homeless. Many people fall somewhere in the middle, waiting both for public safety and compassionate solutions. The national conversation continues because people agree homelessness is a problem. We can agree on that, right? But they disagree on the best way to solve the problem. So before I close, I want to leave you with this final reflection, right? I'm going to go into that. But don't forget, I want you to really think about this law that's being passed. My truth is bigger than what we think. And I'm going to discuss that later on today. But let me go ahead and give you guys my final reflection. Okay, family. Let's talk like this. The unhoused are not statistics. Let's just keep that real. Their mothers, their fathers, vets, teenagers, seniors, and to keep it a buck, they're human beings. Behind every tent is a story. Behind every abandoned building, there's a story. Behind every person living in their car, there is a story. Behind every sleeping bag is a struggle. Behind every cardboard sign is a life that once looked different. Some people lost jobs. Some people lost good health. Some people lost family and hope. And some simply ran out of options. As a society, we are often measured about how we treat those who have the least. Not when life is easy, not when success is flowing, but when people are hurting. Mhm. Compassion does not mean ignoring problems. Accountability does not mean abandon humanity. The challenge before us is finding a solution that protects communities and preserves dignity. Because no child dreams of becoming unhoused. No parent plans to lose everything. No person wakes up and hoping to be sleeping on the sidewalk. So the next time you see an unhoused individual, remember that you are looking at a person whose story is still unfolding. A person who still has dreams, a person who still has values, and a person who still matters. And perhaps the greatest question is not how they ended up there. Perhaps the question is what kind of society we choose to be when we see them. All right, Love Palace family. I want to thank you for joining me today on Time to Think Tuesday. I hope you gave you something to think about because despite everything that was going on, we was looking over here at this case and looking over this or that case. And this law for the homeless, the unhoused, got passed on June 9th, 2026. I want y'all to think about it on this Tuesday. Once again, I want to thank everybody coming to the Love Palace. Shout out to the replay gang. Continue to watch and replay. Put a comment because I do interact with those comments. And don't forget to join Queen Kels and me tonight at the Ships at 7 p.m. here at the Love Palace. And we're going to continue this meaningful conversation about how unhoused individuals affect family, friends, and romantic relationships. And then immediately after that, we have the live Q&A hosted by Holistic Royalty by Kels, where we can answer your questions and engage directly with our amazing community. So until next time, I'm GoddessDee, reminding you that everyone has a story, everyone has value, and everyone deserves the opportunity to rise again. This is your dose of Daily Dose of Dee, and I'll see you on the next episode.
Georgia, Georgia.
Yeah, just pulled up to the Love Palace. Ain't no cap here, just facts and feels. D and Kells on the mic, we talking ships, all kinds. Pull up and unpack. Kiss and tray. Friendships that held me down through the struggle. Companions who dipped when I stepped out the bubble. Family ties that tug, some tight, some frayed. But we lay it all out, let the truth get played. No judgment, just lessons on velvet chairs. We speak from the gut, raw love, stripped bare. GoddessDee, got that glow like sage in the wind. Queen Coles hit the mic, truth spilling again.
Ships, we talk it, we walk it. No filters, just real. Love Palace, the spot where your soul can heal. All them ties, all those vibes, we ain't letting them drown. We lift ships up, never tear them down.
Situationships with benefits.
You know, one of the things that we can also say is that Scripture doesn't necessarily follow the politic or the policy of some, even in deep red ruby states. I wanted to throw this up about Louisiana, and there is a state house bill that's advanced that would force unhoused people to choose between jail or a treatment program. If they choose treatment, they have to pay for it themselves. And if they can't afford to pay, they'll be forced to do unpaid labor.
That's slavery.
For the state.
And arresting somebody for sleeping outside, that's totally wrong. That should be illegal.
Not looking to jail anyone. We're looking to integrate them with the criminal justice system in an effort to connect them to service providers.
Why are we going to spend money creating a whole new system within the courts instead of developing a homeless hub or shelter that could actually pour resources into them?
If they was to walk in our shoes, they would
experience the things that we go through day after day.
It wouldn't be right to arrest me because I'm homeless. That's just the bottom line.
She don't just love, she heals and keep. Let go, let flow. Daily dose of Dee. In the land is free. In the love palace, ships dock even here. Yeah, we guide the tide. GoddessDee. Whispering back when your heart needs reminding. D is divine, D is daily, D is love. A daily dose.